ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. Today is another Friday, another episode of the Joliban Mathemagics. Today is episode 12, we have gotten to a dozen. Episode 12, yes, this episode is going to be a fallacical episode. Yes, from the word fallacy, we are going to show you a fallacy, how -1 is equal to 1, the magic eye. Oh yes, how can -1 be equal to 1? The truth is that -1 is not equal to 1, but mathematically it is equal to 1. We are going to show you that, and I trust you will like the procedure. I'm also going to show you why it is not equal to 1, because there is an error somewhere. Fallacy simply means error in reasoning, right? So that's what today's episode is all about. If you failed to watch a former episode, which was episode 11, we are on the squares of numbers from 41 to 49. We saw how the square of 43 is equal to 1,849, how the square of 49 is equal to 2,401, many things like that without stress. You are going to learn how to do that by clicking the bell. I said the bell. I love the bell. By clicking the link below. I'm going to make available a link on the description box so that when you click on it, it will take you straight to that video. Alright, in today's video, as I said before, is a fallacical video. So let's go straight to class and solve that fallacy. See how -1 is equal to 1. If you have not subscribed, do well to subscribe. If you have not clicked the bell notification, do well to click. If you have not, thumbs up. I love thumbs. Give it a thumbs up. Alright, let's go and solve that question. Alright, straight to business. In today's video, as introduced before, we are going to make a fallacical statement. A fallacy in mathematics, want to debunk that fallacy. But I want to believe that you can debunk that too. Now in this video, we're going to prove to you that -1 is equal to 1 mathematically. That's the aim of today's video. And it's a pretty simple one, trust me. Now before you will be able to, enjoy this proof, you need to have some little mathematical background, especially in a complex number, The square root of a complex number, actually, if I ask you for the square root of -25, for example, if you press your calculator, it will tell you syntax error or math error, as the case may be. Now, but in mathematics, in the field of complex number, the square of a negative number is actually 5i, where I is simply -1 when it is in the square format, So, but all I'm trying to let you understand in this video is that for you to understand this video, you must agree with the fact that I squared is equal to -1. It's a normal law in complex numbers. Now, the first thing we're going to do is -1. Let's assume -1 is equal to -1. Of course, I've not done anything new. Now, the next thing you do is divide all through by 1. Divide here by 1, So, it's the same thing. -1 divided by 1 is still -1. -1 divided by 1 is still -1, right? Now, the next thing we are going to do is to invert. Let this -1 come down and let this one go up. So you have 1 here over -1. It's still the same thing. -1 divided by 1 is still -1. -1 divided by -1 is still -1. It's the same thing. Now, at this point, you have to root both sides. And rooting both sides, you're going to have the square root of -1 divided by 1, the square root of 1 divided by -1, right? You say, but I squared is equal to -1. So anywhere I see -1, I can comfortably put I squared, right? I'm driving somewhere, just follow me. Square root, instead of -1, I can comfortably put I squared. So I have I squared divided by 1 will be equal to the square root of 1 divided by I squared. This is another one here. Now, of course, the square root of I squared is simply I. The square root of 1 is simply 1. The square root of 1 is 1. The square root of I squared is simply I. Now, let's do what we call cross multiplication. I times I will give you I squared. 1 times 1 will give you 1. You remember again that, but I squared is equal to, ladies and gentlemen, -1. So substitute it here. Therefore, -1 will be equal to 1. And that is QED. And that is another proof established that -1 is equal to 1.
mathematically, Now, but this is actually a fallacy in mathematics. There's a fallacy. When you talk about fallacies, an error in reasoning, there is an error in mathematics somewhere, which you may not be easy for you to figure out, but I'll help you figure it out. This is where the magic came into play, or this is where the fallacy occurred. Yes. At this point, you do not root a negative number on both sides to incur the law. It is mathematically wrong. But then it looks correct. And many people will feel like, wow, this is amazing. -1 is actually equal to 1. Certainly it is not. However, it is just for fun. Take note, -1 is not equal to 1. -1 is not equal to 1. But through some mathematical principles that people may think they can shine with, -1 equals 1. Thanks for watching. This is Joliben Mathemagics. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and see you next Friday. Thank you.